the boy from Italy. The sun dipped behind the Tuscan hills, casting long shadows on a cracked outdoor court in Reggio Emilia. A boy no taller than the hoop's backboard dribbled a worn leather ball. His hands were too small, the court too quiet. Yet, he moved with a seriousness far beyond his age. His name was Kobe. He wasn't Italian. Not really. He wasn't fully American either. He was something in between, an outsider everywhere. His father, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, played pro basketball in Italy. That meant frequent moves, new towns, new tongues. Every few months, Kobe found himself the new kid again, standing silently in a classroom, not knowing how to ask where the bathroom was. Words failed him. But the ball never did. After school, when the streets emptied, Kobe returned to the court. No teammates. No audience. Just the echo of dribbles and the squeak of sneakers over concrete. He mimicked moves he saw on grainy VHS tapes. Magic Johnson's no-look pass, Jordan's fadeaway. He rewound and rewound until the tape wore thin, the images flickering like ghosts of legends. His mother worried about how quiet he'd become. He wasn't withdrawn, just obsessed. While other boys chased soccer balls, Kobe chased ghosts of greatness. He counted every shot, every miss. 100 made free throws before dinner. 50 left-hand layups before bed. Rain or frost didn't matter. There was only the game. At night, he'd fall asleep with the ball cradled in his arms like a stuffed animal. His father, tall and broad-shouldered, often watched from the doorway. Joe had played against the best in the NBA. But he saw something different in his son, not just talent, but a kind of hunger that couldn't be taught. Still, isolation clung to Kobe like a second skin. He laughed in a language the other kids didn't understand. He dreamed of a country he barely remembered. His accent was strange. His silence stranger. On birthdays, he sat through parties surrounded by chatter, unable to join in. But he didn't cry. He practiced. That was the silent conflict. The boy wanted to be seen, to belong. But he chose solitude instead, hoping that perfecting the game would somehow earn him a voice. One evening, after a long day of missed shots and stiff wind, he sat at half court, knees scraped, hands raw. He looked up at the fading light and whispered to himself in English, "They'll know me one day. Not by name. Not by face. By the way the ball moved when it left his hand. By the way silence broke when his shot dropped through the net." And with that thought, he stood, picked up the ball, and took one more shot into the night. Midnight in the gym. The gym was always cold before sunrise. The lights flickered to life one by one, buzzing like insects. Kobe stood alone at the free throw line, his breath visible in the winter air. He bounced the ball once, twice, then again. Always the same rhythm. Always the same silence. By now, he was back in the U.S. Lower Merion High School, Pennsylvania. The boy who once practiced alone in Italy had become a teenager who still chose loneliness over comfort. While his classmates slept or scrolled through early morning phones, Kobe shot free throws. 200 before school. 500 after. The janitor gave him a key. Coaches gave him space. No one asked why he needed it so badly. He didn't play for fun anymore. He played to dominate. Each drill was punishment. Each miss a failure that demanded correction. Not praise. Not celebration. Just correction. At school, he was polite but distant. He wore headphones in the hallway, not because he loved music, because it gave people a reason not to speak. He wasn't interested in small talk. He was building something, brick by brick. A castle of skill. A fortress of willpower. Every shot was a stone. And yet, behind that steel focus, a quiet insecurity lingered. He'd never played college ball. He planned to leap straight from high school to the NBA. The media called it arrogant. Coaches whispered it was reckless. Some laughed outright. But Kobe listened to none of it. He didn't have time for doubts. Not theirs, not his own. Then came the night that cracked his confidence. Rookie year. 1997 playoffs. Lakers versus Utah Jazz. The game stretched into overtime, and with each rising moment, Kobe found himself wide open. He rose. He released. Airball. The crowd gasped. Then again, airball. 3 times. 4. Each shot missed the rim completely. He wasn't just off. He was invisible, unready, humiliated on the biggest stage. The media pounced. Fans questioned everything. Was the high school kid exposed? Had he flown too close to the sun? But the next morning, while the sports shows mocked his name, Kobe was back in the gym. Alone. Shooting jumpers. No cameras. No excuses. He told no one, but something had shifted. Not in fear. In purpose. That night in Utah hadn't broken him. It had clarified him. He realized that greatness wasn't in never missing. Greatness was in choosing to shoot again. To show up after failure, without applause. To believe you belong before anyone else does. And so he stayed, hours longer than before, sweat pooling at his feet. By the time the sun crept through the gym's high windows, Kobe had taken 1,000 shots. Only then did he allow himself to leave without speaking a word. Broken finger, unbroken will. The trainer unwrapped the tape slowly, revealing a swollen middle finger bent unnaturally to one side. Kobe winced but didn't pull away. "You need rest," the team doctor said, shaking his head. 6 weeks minimum. Kobe looked down at his hand, then back up. Just tape it to the next one. He played that night. And every night after. By now, he was no longer the boy with dreams. He was the man who'd made them real. NBA champion. All-star. Scorer. Leader. But every reward had come with a wound. Torn ligaments, sprained ankles, a ruptured shoulder, bruised ribs. He never sat. Never sulked. Pain became routine. But the physical toll wasn't the hardest part. The spotlight was. Every win brought cheers. Every mistake brought headlines. The media dissected his life with surgical precision. The feud with Shaq. The court case in Colorado. The friction in the locker room. To the world, he was polarizing, either a legend or a villain. Rarely both. And still, he played. He played through jeers in hostile arenas. Through team dysfunction. Through personal shame. He let the game become his sanctuary, the only place where noise turned to rhythm, and judgment turned to purpose. Then came January 22, 2006. Toronto Raptors. A routine night in Los Angeles. Kobe was quiet in warm-ups, focused, unremarkable. But something churned beneath the surface. An internal storm. The game tipped off, and something strange happened. The ball moved differently in his hands. Time slowed. The basket looked larger. He scored 26 points in the first half. Then 55 more in the second. 81 points. The second highest scoring game in NBA history. No overtime. No mercy. It wasn't just dominance, it was defiance. Every dribble said, "You can doubt me." Every shot whispered, "You will remember me." That game wasn't about numbers. It was about control, of the court, of the pain, of the narrative. For one night, Kobe silenced everyone with nothing but a basketball and the will to rise, again and again. But not even legends outrun time. Years passed. The body slowed. Injuries stacked. And then came the Achilles tear. April 12, 2013. In the final minutes of a crucial game, he fell. No contact. Just the snap of something invisible but final. He stayed down. The arena held its breath. Then, slowly, he stood. He limped to the free throw line. Took 2 shots. Made them both. Then walked, not carried, to the locker room. He knew what it meant. An ending was coming. But not today. Because the world needed to see what unbreakable looked like. One last time. Dear basketball. Goodbye, Mamba. The cheers were thunderous, but Kobe's face was calm. It was April 13, 2016. His final game. The crowd at Staples Center buzzed with electricity. Celebrities lined the sidelines. Jerseys of every era dotted the stands. Yet on the court, Kobe stood alone, still, like a man staring down the end of a dream. Then, as always, he moved. 50 points. Then 60. The old magic returned one last time. The body strained, but the spirit soared. He bowed at center court, smiled faintly, and whispered into the mic, "Mamba out." The lights dimmed. The chapter closed. But Kobe Bryant didn't disappear. He transformed. Retirement didn't slow him. It redirected him. He became a storyteller. He founded Granity Studios, wrote children's books, created animated shorts, and in 2018 he won an Academy Award for Dear Basketball, a love letter to the game that had raised him. Yet his greatest joy wasn't the stage. It was the sideline.